start the meeting with a moment of silence for Richard Whitney. Richard was a member of our committee and is Justin's father-in-law, and would like to honor his memory for the service to the community in this committee with a moment of silence. We need good volunteers in town, so we appreciate people like Richard who did that. So our condolences to you and your family and the days and the weeks to come.
Thank you.
Next big item, committee reorganization. We would have done it last month, but we didn't have quorum.
We didn't, I thought we just took vacation.
No, there weren't enough people
Oh.
to have
There
a
weren't
meeting.
enough people to meet. I would like to make a motion, John.
Okay.
I'd like to move that we nominate our existing slate of officers, for another term, and vote on them as a slate. And so that would be John for chair, Colleen for vice chair, Ken over there for treasurer, and I believe Justin, you're the clerk, right?
Am I still? I know whatever.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Does anyone feel like they want to hold
Oh,
on?
that
to
was,
this
I should have said that as part of the discussion.
Yep.
Are all those people willing to continue in that role?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
And does anyone feel like they want to be in a different position? Let's make-
Comfortable wearing him, so.
Okay.
This is the time to nominate Jan for some position, since she's not here.
I have one thing I'd like to say, is I'd like someone to back up the treasury position, not as a official slate, but as a, as a follow-on for maybe next year.
And is that, I know in the past.
I've been wanting to, at least in the immediate future. I don't have that time, but I probably will within the year, so that'll, we don't, I don't think we need to vote on it, so.
We don't need to vote on that, I just wanted to say
nominate-
that.
Nominate Justin Wood, treasurer pro temperate.
I don't think that's an official position, but it could be an
I
unofficial
like the
one.
title.
I'm also super interested too if, doesn't
Oh,
work
see,
out.
now we've
I'll be
got
the
a-
backup to the backup.
Now we've got a
Back
fight
up to the
over
backup,
it.
Yeah.
okay. But
Reserve
all you have to
backup.
do is be good at Excel.
Okay, I will excel at that for you.
Okay, so you guys can all
Yep.
discuss
Yeah.
how you wanna
Okay.
work through all that.
Okay.
At a later time. Okay, so I have a motion, a second, we've had discussion, any further discussion? If none, all those in favor?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Oh, sorry, that's right, I
Oh,
even
we never-
typed up my list.
We also need a roll call of present.
Kristen,
Aye.
Sandra,
Yes.
Ken,
Aye.
Jack,
Aye.
Colleen,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Justin.
Aye.
I declare the motion carried unanimously. Treasurer's report.
Thank you, everyone, for
Thank you.
stepping up, that's awesome.
As
Thank you.
always.
Okay, it's a little hard to see that, I wonder if I can make it any bigger. Does that make it bigger? And there is no change to any of the amounts in this period, so, I guess there's not a lot to say about it. What I did was I took the maize and I took the blue tint off them, and I opened up the Octobers and I added a blue tint to it, so that's not material. So just to review the amounts, we have $718,000 available for all purposes, or any and all purposes, and that should probably be enough. The fiscal year for 2025 has ended, and the accountants are starting to close the amounts, and so we'll be making updates to all the green numbers, all the guesses that we made. And so we're gonna start to see that the revenue is probably way more than $711,000. And that'll just go right to the bottom line. And we probably, I don't know about interest, maybe we made more. We have lately,
Last
And
year
so,
was a big one.
we'll start to see, and then if any closeouts will also roll into the bottom line for this 2026 sheet.
The sizable amount will be the Baptist church, cause that was about $30,000 that's gonna come back, so
Nice.
that's a large.
Love to hear it.
Okay, so we're probably gonna have $750,000 and more.
Nice.
So, let's look for those big projects.
So, Ken, I haven't seen any documents from the state yet or not, but has there been any revised numbers on state match given all the budget cuts federally?
There's been nothing announced since the last announcement.
Okay,
Ours shouldn't be impacted by that, because all of this is based on revenue based on,
Fees.
when you're
Recording
yeah,
fees.
doing your.
yeah, that's, the
at
percent of state
office.
matches is that. My thought and, partial concern is if the state is getting less from the federal, would they affect the amount they're matching because they need to make up a shortfall elsewhere?
They can't, because that's a
Comes from
dedicated
a pool,
revenue
yeah.
stream.
That's a
But it could affect that, let's say that the state match is gonna be 20%, then they have all this, $2 billion extra dollars,
Yeah,
and they have
that's what I'm thinking about.
additional money that they could then spread around. That's where we would lose that potential, but they did not do it last year either,
Okay.
so.
Right, and that's not worked into the numbers that we have here.
Alright, I thought that was the case, but just kind of double check
But it's baked in on the low side, so if anything, we'd get more. I mean, I think they try to do it conservatively.
It's a much better approach.
So I have a question, because it's talking about October town meeting, I don't really see it on the agenda, I'm gonna use that as an opportunity. The flyer for town meeting, I feel like we gotta start
Yeah.
talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
now to make
Mhm.
that happen, to
Well,
maybe.
we could close out the treasurer's report.
We
though.
can, but you gave me my
Yeah.
segue and I had to jump on it.
Carpe diem.
I move to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
Second.
A motion and second, all those in favor? Any discussion?
Gotta do a call.
Oh, I can write it down, but it doesn't do me good. Kristen,
Aye.
Sandy,
Yes.
Ken,
Aye.
Jack,
Aye.
Colleen,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Justin,
I
declare the motion carried unanimously.
Who's that?
realized you didn't vote
You would? Oh, yes.
officially on these two
I love
motions.
the laugh.
Okay, well,
It's
I don't know.
on your keys.
Oh, yeah.
So cute.
This is trouble.
So for project applications, we had one that was from Recreation, and I emailed him because I talked to Evan about a month ago about it, and he said he didn't think that this was gonna go forward. This is on Milford Road, that there must be some town-owned land, but he thought there was conservation land and a lot of restrictions. And so, could you even do, cause I said, what is it for? He said, for recreational fields. And so that would, if there are conservation restrictions on the land, it's more likely than not that could be used for that purpose, so they're gonna have to do more research on it. And then I emailed Adam last week and I said, where do things stand, because if you're, moving forward, we need you a representative. And he said, I can't make the meeting, so let's just scrap the ask.
When was the official deadline? Is it just passed? Was it?
July.
July.
And, it's gonna kind of, again, depending on what you guys thought, give them some leeway, and he said to pull it, and it's like, I wasn't gonna pull it, I decided to wait till this meeting, just in case it, I didn't wanna cut him short. That the concern is it potentially may not happen, and he needs to talk to him, before we discuss next steps, and he will potentially try to do this at spring town meeting after he's talked to Evan. So this could come back, it's just a matter of, they've gotta get their ducks in a row to find out if this land is even, available for active recreation,
Yeah.
so.
I'd love to find a way to promote better, to get more applicants.
I was just gonna say some
You
sort of
know,
outreach.
Because, July 1st is the
It's a
deadline, that feels like right
deadline.
after Springtown meeting, everybody just voted on those projects, nobody's thinking about, they think they have time in October, but they don't.
And they're gone,
In
that's
the-
the other
yeah.
thing, that people aren't around, and it's like, without the Grafton News, we always used to put in an ad in the
Yeah.
Grafton News, or a little article, or.
Yep.
It's still there, just not very high readership.
Right. But if we could do like flyers at the library, at the town hall, and get something on GCTV, you know, just
Or
Even
even
the
the
town
different,
website.
Yeah.
or even the different, Grafton groups or Facebook groups
Right,
and stuff
right,
like that.
like the planning has their own Facebook group, the town has its own Facebook group, but like just trying to, I don't know if we need our own Facebook group, cause then we can promote the projects we're doing. But, I don't know how to, I mean, Beth wants to be in charge of our Facebook group if we wanna create one, but I think that would be another,
We need another moderator. It'd be like 2 moderators or something, like if I miss something, someone else can also go on
that
and
would be the
moderate
chair, I
at the same
think,
time.
or the vice chair, whatever you want.
Once you do that.
It's just the
it's
key
on
thing is how
Facebook.
many.
Good experience, don't you?
Yeah, I
believe you
I can
do.
absolutely help do that, but I think just another outlet so that we can just be pushing stuff out and not necessarily need, too much work, but hopefully a lot more bang for our buck, and,
Social media presence.
yes, and I don't think we have a strong one at this time.
I would agree with that.
So do we
John-
need, Snapchat, what's the one?
So close.
Instagram.
Instagram.
I don't know how to Insta, I never figured that one out, so.
So
Yeah.
I might
Instaface.
suggest that we have this as an agenda item for next meeting, so
Yeah.
that if we want to allow a member or multiple members to be involved in setting one up, that we can actually have a vote on it to make it an official thing.
Okay,
Appreciate that.
That's
a Facebook group.
just as
We
long as
could
it's
just do like a
defined.
media group, and they
Yeah.
can work on the flyer,
Any
they can work on
kind of-
this, and,
yeah.
you know, just our,
Right, yeah, we could certainly post on the town's Facebook page.
absolutely.
We don't need to have our own.
We have
At
to go
least-
through, William, he's still in charge of that, correct?
The cool part about having our own though is we could celebrate all of our accomplishments each time they come up. And we could do it on the town one too, but have a dedicated source where people come and just see it all in one
Mhm.
spot, you know, I kinda like that
Yeah.
idea.
It's also makes,
Do we have?
it makes it very easy for other groups to actually pin it on
Yep.
and just take and say, hey,
Look at this.
yeah, share it, and if you're on multiple ones, you
Yep.
just share the post.
Yep.
Does, conservation have one?
Planning and conservation does.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's
a
called planning and
combined.
conservation.
I think, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I think it's, yeah,
And does
develop, whatever.
Fiona
Recreation
or that
has one.
office do that?
Community development.
I don't know
whatever it's
who does
called
it,
now.
and somebody does it.
I think it is controlled basically by the planning department and conservation department staff, I think, with backup by the
Yeah.
town administrator.
How
Yeah, I
about-
think it's.
Kristen, how about
Yeah.
recreation for their Facebook? Do you know who manages that? Is it the staff, office staff?
Yeah, the office manager.
Okay.
Did they have to go through the town Facebook page to set it up?
You can, anyone can send a
I don't know
Facebook.
the details of
Yeah.
all of that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure William could tell
Yeah,
you
William can help
what
us.
we need to
Yeah.
do or what we don't have to do or
Like,
should do.
just follow whatever the town does, and then
Yeah,
do that.
okay.
It might be tied to some sort of like platform that's like encapsulates all records of it because of open meeting
Mhm.
law type stuff and town record retention.
Mhm.
So there might be something that makes sense to need to go through them, but at the very least, we can figure that out.
So we'll add it to the agenda for the next meeting and then, Beth will reach out to William to find out what the do's and the don'ts and the requireds and the musts are
Yep.
to do it. And so she'll have everything kind of almost ready to go,
Yeah.
so at the
And-
next meeting, whoever that's gonna jump into this will have, most of the legwork done.
And we could
Because-
offer William to come to this meeting too, but
Oh,
he doesn't have
I
to,
would love that.
you know. I'm sure he has enough meetings anyway.
Because I know if
Is
we-
somebody gonna manage the comments then on that Facebook
Yeah, so-
page? Or are you gonna shut it down so that you can't make comments?
Probably not.
Probably
I
do
think-
whatever rec does and planning and conservation, cause I think people do weigh in, so you do have to monitor that, or
Yeah.
things we don't want comments on, we just turn it off.
And we could have it, we could have that discussion next week once you find out what the actual process is anyway.
But I think it could get just basic information out there. I remember before Springtown meeting, someone commenting on, I believe it was the Ferry Street project, and being like, why are we spending 300,000 on this thing if we have it? And I had to explain, like, no,
Yeah.
this is set aside funds, you should be and he was like, oh, I actually support the projects, I just don't like we're spending money. I'm like, then you should love that the money's coming from here, because that means the town is able to do it without bringing it out of that municipal budget.
You're
And
being
they were
able to
like,
spend it
oh,
elsewhere.
they were,
for
oh, I didn't
other
know that they were
things.
separate, and I was like, yes.
As long as, people ask questions and don't just like,
Mhm.
Yep.
it's a good way of,
We can have likes only.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
no, it's just a
I
good
don't
way to
believe so.
I don't
communicate
think there'd be
stuff.
too much negative stuff, cause we'd be promoting, hey, get your applications in, or hey, look at this project, and maybe
Pictures.
you can never be too
Mhm.
certain, but I think it all
Mhm.
fairly positive stuff, so.
There's always
Who
something.
knows?
There's always someone,
By the
but,
time we
would say,
set it
like,
up, we could have AI
that's,
automatically answer everything.
but even I
There's
think
a-
about
That
planning
would
and
be scary.
conservation,
I would
and they
agree, I agree with
promote-
you.
It's important to
Controversial
have
stuff
more than
sometimes.
one person that's watching it or monitoring
Yeah.
it or whatever.
Right,
You know,
and
so
that's-
Beth and one of us,
For sure,
that, you know, it certainly doesn't need to be a full-time job, but,
No.
you know, just to do an occasional
Yep.
scan to make sure something, if there's a question, because will it send you an email if there's a question, or you just have to see it?
You can have it say.
You
you
can do
depends on how you do it,
notifications.
yeah,
Depends on
yeah.
how you set up your Facebook.
So you could do it to where somebody gets a
Yep.
ping, okay. Okay, that's a good idea. So that's that, and then I also was in conversation for probably about a month or more with the Baptist church. And it was a painting project, and that's why it was so protracted, that they, David Libby called and said, we were gonna do painting in the front of the church, it's wood, the sides are all siding, like a vinyl siding, but the front, behind the columns are wood. But the painter said he wouldn't do it unless the lead paint was removed. And immediately got my back up, and I said, oh no, that's paint, that's paint, that's paint. So it said, but I will ask. And Stuart was gone, and then it was trying to like back and forth, and kinda got some comments. So Stuart got back, and then they said interior, and I said, no, this is exterior. Long story short, this is not maintenance. It happens once, it's been approved elsewhere. We wouldn't have to approve it, but it is an allowable project.
But what's the project? Removing
It's
the
to
lead
remove
paint?
the lead paint so that they then can paint.
Okay. But
so-
they're not gonna use the Rhino Shield, right?
He didn't, cause, and then I asked him, I said, I emailed him again this week, I said, you know, are you gonna submit it, cause I didn't wanna shut him down either
Yeah.
in terms of applications, timing wise, and he said, no, we're not, we haven't made a decision yet, so they still don't know for sure what, that's something that's, I'm just kinda giving you guys what's on the horizon. So
Yeah.
this potentially may happen, they need to discuss, they need to find out, I guess, get bids, find out what all's involved,
Well, it sounds like based on the way you just described it, the bid to us wouldn't be to repaint it, it would
but
be
it
to
would
remove the
include
lead.
paint, it would include
Yeah,
paint.
because now they've removed all the paint, so
Yeah.
it has to be painted.
So it's like, if you do restoration work and they have to rip boards up, and then you still have to paint, so because it's not a painting project, it's paint and restoration.
That's why I was gonna
But
say,
it's a real fine line, and you have to really,
There's no restoration with this one.
Yeah,
It's-
restoration
it's the-
projects can be.
The
lead
removal
paint
of
is-
lead is
is
not
considered
I think
restoration.
because
Okay.
it is lead removal,
right,
that stands alone enough to be like for the preservation of this historical building, this paint needs to be removed one way or the other.
Is that
I-
how lead is viewed? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I think that would have to be, usually when we advise people who are presenting in front of us how you have to frame it, that's how I would frame it. Like, this isn't a generic, like, oh, the paint's kinda worn, there's some rotten wood back there, it's like, no, this is like,
and that's the way
Lead,
he
you know.
approached it to me, is that it seemed like the painter wouldn't even do it unless the lead paint
Yeah.
was removed. And that's the problem we had with the tree barn, because I kept saying, well, we can do this when Tim was here, so this has been a long time ago. And we could use CPC money to do it, or we could get, Blackstone Valley, the tech kids, we talked to lots of different groups, they would not touch it because it had lead paint.
Mm-hmm.
All these different kind of groups we thought we could get to do it, would not do it because it was lead paint, so that's.
There's lots of rules around how to
I
remove
was
lead
gonna
paint.
say,
It's-
there's regulations, and
And
you have to be
it's-
certified,
and it's
especially for
quite
outdoors.
expensive.
right,
Yeah,
you have to tent it.
I was just gonna say, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you have
we had
to
that
have
with the
whole thing.
townhouse when they were dealing with the fire escape.
respirators and suited up,
Mhm.
it's quite a
Yep.
big process.
We had that at housing, and they were like, we're gonna do a simple kitchen turnover, and they moved one thing, and they went, nope, everyone
Yeah.
stopped. And it was like,
When
oh, fun.
you get asbestos or lead paint, you kinda.
Yeah. As far as the Rhino Shield's concerned, they don't have a preservation restriction on their building, right? So historical,
Mm-mm.
the Mass Historical Commission isn't involved, so, I
Mhm.
mean, if they wanted to use Rhino Shield, who was gonna say no? No,
We could,
I didn't
we,
realize it didn't have this.
we
I
could-
assumed all the churches.
we
had
could
one.
say no, because if we don't want Rhino Shield, I mean, that's, we could say that. But that would be this group deciding that.
they're already having to strip all the paint off anyways, which was the concern, cause they normally you don't wanna do that, but if it's lead paint,
Mm.
they have to, so
So that's.
it'll last a lot longer.
That's it, another project, then the third project,
Real quick on the second
That's
project,
recreation
John?
church,
Yes.
that's why they're doing it again, cause the
They
first
didn't-
time they
it
had
wasn't-
it.
Because they didn't
Rhino
present, they
Shield
didn't
they
have
did
a
last time.
application
Right,
to us
but it's
today, does that mean that
it's
it's not happening for?
no, that's, I'm sorry, I didn't get that clearly stated. That when I texted him or emailed him today, I said, you know, just wanted to
Which is a
see
fear that
where
that
this
would happen.
stands, because he wanted to get back to the church group,
Yes,
and he said, no, we're not ready yet, so.
so it's not gonna be for fall.
No, so
Okay.
this, again, I wanted to give
Yeah.
them as much leeway without,
No, absolutely.
even without
Yeah.
because I would think that would be pretty cut and dried. So that, you know, even if we missed the July first deadline, if you guys were agreeable, that we could do it, but it's not gonna
I
happen
know, I,
until spring, if then.
yeah, just wanted to make sure that I wasn't looking at, hey, we're gonna find out tomorrow, they
These are all
wanna do
three-
it, now
These
now
are all
come
three
back.
potential projects that may happen in the spring.
Okay,
May. And then the third one, I've been emailing with, Tracy Sharkey, who's the new building inspector, that she said she has records that are 50 years old and older, and the building department that needed to be conserved. And so she emailed me again yesterday or today, and I said, okay, I can meet you next week, so I'm gonna go after school and meet with her just to see what it is that, that she's wanting to do.
Can't they use the town record money that they already have, their town
Well,
records?
that's the town clerk, it's a different office.
Yeah.
But it's just town records.
But, well, I mean, that's for us to decide,
I would think it should fall under the.
but I need to see
I don't care if it's
what,
somebody else
what the
that
records are, but
heads that area.
what
Town records,
does the
town
committee
records.
think? Because it's an assumption, it wasn't, I don't know that it was clearly stated, only records from the town clerk's office and the town vault can be utilized these funds.
I think
Or any town records.
the application and the stuff at town meeting was for preservation of town records.
Right,
Yes.
Was
so,
what we did.
Yeah.
so
The-
you guys,
The town clerk was in charge of that as a
Historic
project.
town records.
So there might be like an intern of town, will Stacy better use the town
Mhm.
clerk, will they cooperate?
They work for the
But,
same
you know,
place.
they work for the same place, I don't think there's an issue.
The only question I would have then is how much money is left.
well,
Yeah,
that's,
That was
that's,
one
it's-
question I had for tonight too.
a
And did
larger-
it sunset?
No,
We
that was the
extended
old-
it. We extended it.
Okay.
But I don't know the exact amount.
Yeah,
I can look in a second,
to me, it's fine, if Stacy feels they need a different application and vote at town meeting, we can do that too.
But
To me,
Stuart
this-
said when he was here last time that that was really not a type of thing that we
We should be
probably
doing.
shouldn't be funding. We already did it with the
Mhm.
one that we have.
to me, it's, I'm using the wrong word, archaic, really old, like the 1700 documents.
Mhm.
Even if it's 50 years old, is this what our priority for preservation funds should be?
Right.
Yes or no, it's us, we need to discuss and decide that.
Right.
Or is this part of what their office should be doing on their own?
Because the way I interpreted what Stuart said was, like, he didn't say, no, you shouldn't be doing this. He said, like, it's not really, and what I interpret that to be is like, if you're down to a couple projects and you have only a certain amount of money, this is one you would put off to the side. But
Mhm.
if we're sitting on 1.3 and it's like, they wanna come forward, they wanna preserve records, sure.
So
It's a gray area.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I'll look, I think Monday or Tuesday is when we're gonna meet. See what she's talking about, then talk to her and then maybe go to the town clerk. And, cause you can speak to this in a minute, cause Paul has an update as well.
Okay.
In terms of, do you guys, if we think this is a good fit for the funding that we have in place, if this project's a good fit, then if they can work together, then we'll just use those funds.
Yeah, we
If-
already have them.
If we don't think it's a good fit, then we can say,
Yeah,
The only brief thing I could think of is most things that I imagine as building department, building plans, those kind of records would be, at this point in time, better digitized than just trying to, bind them or
Oh, no,
seal
you
them.
don't want it, because I'm thinking large format.
yeah.
If they're
Process-
plans, you can't,
There's plan scanners that even they don't have to feed a thing in,
oh, yeah.
So there is ways to digitize it, but they're not efficient to do that well, but
There is, I mean, we have digitizers in each one of our
Yeah.
office.
my main point is like, if she's thinking digitize to preserve, we
Right.
can't,
Pay-
Oh,
that.
I gotcha.
Exactly.
I can read you really quickly.
Looks like $10,000.
I mean, I
It's
don't know
left.
the exact amount.
That's what's left, Kim?
These are the specific records, 1975 and older, applications for permits, for building applications, permits for swimming pools, inspection certificates, egress inspection, certificates of occupancy, permit log, plans and specifications, plans of buildings with public access, plans and specs, plans of private dwellings. And then she says, I understand the application will be for next year, so this is more just, for us to kind of get started discussing this, but.
plans
I
and,
know it's not like a sexy one, but it is historic preservation, and I think it's important.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, that's just it, it's like, and that's what she was
That's too
saying.
bad you can't digitize, cause,
yeah, that,
gotcha.
that's what I was saying, like, I think digitize is a good idea, but it's,
And
But
it's
we-
not like
we
break
can't
the bank
use-
money.
We can't use it to digitize, which
Exactly.
is,
I know.
that's the
Which
law,
is-
that's what I was talking about.
that's a change in the law that needs to happen.
Because,
next-
yeah,
But some communities have been doing that.
But-
It's in the data
But,
now.
but there's no CPA police.
We know that.
That's
right,
the
yeah.
thing, is that that's not what the intent of the law was to do.
Somebody could sue if they.
Right, it's just
if
like
they're
the
misusing
church
funds.
business,
Right.
Like
you
a
know,
taxpayer
you don't wanna
could
get,
say,
for $25,000, do you wanna go through that nonsense?
Cause what would that be,
I
would
don't
that
think so.
be to pay for it to be digitized, or pay for or like some sort of hardware to do it?
Either way,
Okay.
I mean, to me, it would make more
Hardware
sense.
seems like
I guess you could
crazy.
argue any project could get sued, like we talked about with
Right,
the
yeah.
ramp in the church and all that stuff, so
Mhm.
it's kinda like,
Well, the
That's,
framing
uh,
here is anything could get sued, but in this case, there might actually be a case. Whereas other times it's like, But I think I agree with the consensus where this is something, if for a small amount, we'd be willing to fight for it. It's like, hey, this is historic preservation.
Mhm.
But if we can leverage existing funds, then why not do that?
for sure,
Yep.
for sure.
100%.
So I'll talk to her, meet with her on Monday. Okay, so that's potential. Okay, anything else under project applications?
So what will fall town meeting look like if there's no applications? What are our traditional fall town meeting,
You don't have to go.
no.
We no longer have
I
any.
mean, we'll be there,
Take
well, obviously.
the feet up.
But, okay, I just wanted to double check that was the case, cause we moved the AT, yeah.
Okay, let me
Someone will crawl out.
quickly,
Ask them their last minute.
okay, Baptist, I can give you pretty good, still not gonna swear. 32,778 Baptist, closeout.
Town records, they used up one of their funds, so that
Okay,
one's
why is
dried
it
up,
not-
and then there's another one that,
One was for 5,000, one was for
It's
13,000, the
not- yeah,
5,000 was dried
right.
up.
It's not on here.
they definitely used some of that 13,000.
It was approved at the October town meeting in 2021.
Oh, sorry.
We just extended it.
Mhm.
It's already, this is, been encumbered, so that's why it's in a different group. The town records has $8,075.
8,070.
It's the remainder, I think.
Yeah, that's the balance, and that was the question, right? How much money do we have left?
Yeah, yeah,
It's 8,075.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. 2 points for me for getting the right answer. For once.
Where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Minutes. Did everybody get the minutes, or see the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes as drafted with any edits to be discussed during discussion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any edits that need to be discussed?
The only thing that kinda jumped out at me and was that when I do the Affordable Housing Trust update,
Just a second.
I do say stuff and then it's not in there, and so maybe a little sad, but that's it.
Okay.
So add,
We don't have to add
Colleen
it,
was
but
a
like
little
maybe like
sad.
going forward.
Add
kind of
Colleen
thing.
was a little sad.
Colleen was
Okay.
Yeah,
sad.
maybe put their name in
Colleen
there
was
somewhere,
sad.
like it.
Does it
See
not
it
on
already
there?
yet.
Minutes
No,
for
it
tonight,
just
Colleen was
that-
sad.
Oh, you know why I didn't put it on, is cause we discussed up above on it, we had discussed the,
Agreement,
the agreement.
Yeah.
And I think
yeah.
we did, cause when I was listening to the recording.
Oh, it was left off, I get,
wasn't-
now I get it, I was like, I was not following you, sorry.
It's okay. That's,
I don't
it's,
think you
it's
said
not,
anything afterwards about it.
I usually tell you guys what the meeting was that I had the meeting before. I couldn't recall exactly what I said right now, but I could.
We didn't review the meeting?
I don't
You-
think-
I
can't
usually do.
remember.
Yes,
at this
usually you
point.
do.
I know, getting rusty in my old age.
Well, we can check, I can go back.
We, I don't wanna change these, I was just,
In the
that was my
future.
one
I mean, there
maybe
might be
comment.
some really,
It'll be on the
super full
Affordable
in
Housing
there.
Trust minutes, so,
okay,
so, it'll be captured somewhere.
Yeah.
Everybody, watch every meeting
okay,
ever.
actually, okay, then I will suggest an edit, that we add a bullet that says, Affordable Housing Trust
Up above.
and Colleen Roy provided
An update.
an insightful update on the Affordable Housing Trust.
Make sure you use the word insight.
And Colleen was happy.
And she was pleased, she
incredible
was
Colleen
pleased to
Roy.
get us an insightful.
Yeah, it's not a minutes issue perhaps, but I'm wondering if
Just to be
that
full.
document has been fully signed.
That,
Is everybody,
Wait.
is it fully executed?
What?
The,
oh,
grant?
that, yes, that was from, that was in the top of it.
We did not discuss it at our last meeting, so I'm gonna assume, yes, probably not.
So the answer is probably not.
I
No,
know.
no, so we,
Right.
I know everybody's voted to accept it now, I think we all just need to sign it, so yes, it's a good point, we should get a signed document and up on the website somewhere. of
Right,
the-
yeah, we approved it, and the question was, has it been signed?
Yeah, yeah,
And the
No,
answer
but
is probably not.
probably, not to my recollection, I don't recall.
So we should try to
Get that.
get that to happen.
Yep.
So do we need to do anything to get that happen? Is that, you're gonna get that
No,
to happen?
I will make that happen.
So that's,
Okay,
the document is that Affordable Housing Trust, that they need to sign it, then we need to sign it, is that?
well, you
The
both need to
question?
sign it, you don't,
Yeah.
the order's not, you just.
No, but
I think both parties would sign it, because both
But-
parties are.
have
agreeing.
have you guys signed it?
No, that was the question,
So neither party has signed it yet?
correct.
Okay.
Let's just bring it to town meeting and everybody can be there, we can all just have a big signing party.
Well, paparazzi.
I
from
thought this was,
Flushington.
I could swear I remember
I-
reading that in the memo.
We have a line
I'm
for
not
everyone at
confident
town
on my
meeting to sign.
answer either way, but I'm gonna
Long
lean
way away.
conservatively and say I don't think it happened, cause I don't wanna say it did and then it didn't.
Right, so actually, I think it's, you know, from the treasury point of view, I would think it'd get better to sign it earlier rather than later.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, wait till
Because
so-
there are some, you know, there are some provisions in that that might affect the closing of 2005, or 2025.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be notarized or anything, does it?
No.
Okay, I'm just
No.
asking,
Yeah,
only because I have to come in tomorrow here
So
to sign something. 'cause
oh,
it
okay,
has-
basically, I'd like to take that with me when I meet with Mary Lauria.
I see, yeah.
Oh, that's why I have to come here.
We do-
Signing a document that has to be notarized. It's all he's.
But we
going
did
to-
reorganize and we have a new treasurer and it's Brian Langevin and he's lovely, he's a CPA, so he's
Oh,
gonna,
good,
Who's the
Yeah.
new chair?
excellent.
the new chair is Dan Kusher.
So, they've got a better treasurer than we do.
Who's the vice chair?
Okay, so the
This guy.
April meeting, we voted. Jack Kelly made a motion to accept the Community Preservation Committee grant agreement with the Town of Grafton Affordable Housing Trust as amended and discuss specifically number 11 and to include sections 3 and 4 and to fix the typos to whereas, seconded by Justin Woods. So this is April, so nothing has happened since April. Cause it didn't happen in May.
So in May,
We-
yeah, I honestly, I wasn't prepared to speak on that, cause in my mind it was put to bed. So it was, the question was, is it signed, and that's a great question, because in my mind it was put to bed, but I don't actually.
So we
just
still
have to
need
have
to
it
do
signed.
that.
Yeah,
And so we can print out and sign our version and
And
they can
send-
send out
yep.
their, I mean,
You both gotta sign the same document.
right.
right, so I can make it, the
can
Affordable
make-
Housing
yeah.
They
Trust
sign
will
separate
meet
copies, we
again
can do
before
this again
us.
next meeting.
So I can try to get copies signed of that one and bring a signed copy to our next meeting here for us to sign. That'll be a goal of mine.
That works.
I just love the fact that.
Or you could just bring it, or you could just bring it to
Is
John
DocuSign.
and have him sign it, because he's already authorized it.
You know, we
Okay,
have
so you
housing
don't want,
authority,
it's not the whole
but
committee, it's
they'll
just the chair
send
No,
signing
because
it?
because we already
2 weeks
agreed
before the
to
meeting.
the,
Yeah,
And then as chair,
then
they're like,
great.
all right,
Yeah, I
after the
will-
meeting, sign
So
the
you-
DocuSign.
someone
You
just
can
go
sign
over
it, right,
sign
doesn't have
here,
to
sign.
go to the committee.
Oh, yeah,
So I
that's
just need
so
to
live.
make all that
That's
happen.
so
And
nice.
if, when you do, if you would,
3 days later,
scan it
people can-
and, just send me a PDF of it,
Okay.
that'd be great.
It's so.
So you can
easy.
come back
It's so-
at
it
the
is
next
so
meeting and
much
say you
easier.
have the 10 more points to change?
Especially when it's like,
No, no more changes.
we need to spend,
Done.
use it to
Done
wait
deal.
for it.
This is just issuing permits and stuff, so, but it's still,
Alright.
we don't have to come
Should be
in, we
good.
don't have to
Good.
send
I don't have the agenda in front of me, is there anything
documents,
else on our agenda tonight?
all sorts of
Yeah.
weird stuff.
Just update.
Project updates, I don't.
Oh, Lord.
I have a big one, I have a big project, I got a project, I need two.
And you have pictures.
okay.
Did we vote
So
on?
the minutes, did we
Oh,
have
no, we
a
never
motion, a
voted.
motion, a second, and discussion.
Yeah.
we kinda got
We
lost,
discussed.
Yes.
in the minutes, so we did not vote.
Nope.
Do you know why I know that?
Because
Cause
you
nobody
didn't take
corrected
a
me
roll
to
call.
say to do a roll call. All those in favor of accepting the minutes, Kristen,
Aye.
Sandy,
Yes.
Ken,
Aye.
Jack,
Aye.
Colleen,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Justin,
Aye.
minutes approved unanimously. Okay. Um,
Okay, rusty.
Project updates. Paul, town records.
So, with regard to the town records, I had some conversation with Amy Berry, our new town clerk, and I sent it, I don't know, did that get into the packet? Cause I know I sent it
I
late.
think,
I sent it late. I just sent it today. So, basically, she has a estimate that she got
That's all
from,
I got. I didn't-
Green Dragon Bindery, which is the firm that they've been using since the beginning for these. It's, what is the form, what did she call it? It was valuation forms, and they're old, they're from like 1817 through 1830. There's two, there's one is a bound book, and the other one are paper wrappers, which, it kind of, not kind of, they describe the process that they're gonna do in there. So, it's not bound or anything, and I don't know how often they're gonna go into these, cause I think they'll still be delicate after they have this work done. But at any rate, the total that they're estimating is $3,300 to $3,500 for these. She was asking what the process was, so I kinda walked her through it. I said, since you have an estimate, why don't we just talk about it as a committee, make sure no one had any concerns, cause I know, the last things that were done by Candy were much more recent. And we were kinda concerned that they really weren't preserving, historic records.
Yeah.
So, but these definitely fit the bill as far as I'm concerned, but,
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It does get more historic than pre-Civil War
yeah,
documents.
before the townhouse was built, so. All right, I'll let her know that she can, proceed, and I already let her know once, the work's done and she has the invoice, to just send it through me and I'll bring it.
When that's
to
done, if
John
there's-
for approval and.
If there's a book that comes out of those paper wrappers or whatever, I would love to see,
Yeah.
hear for that one.
I was planning on,
Candy brought hers and.
Yeah,
yeah, I was
Paul
planning
did,
on
yeah.
suggesting when it's done, if she could come and meet with us, maybe bring a sample. I mean, we don't necessarily have to open them if they're really delicate, but
We'll
Yeah,
bring our white
just to
gloves that
see,
time.
Or
I'm
she could
interested to
show
see
them,
what
we
the
don't
hell
have
they
to
are. All right, well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
okay. Historic gravestones, I have been phone tagging with John Fougere, who's at the Cape, regarding trying to do something with that double portrait headstone.
Is Richard's little protecting thing back over it? 'Cause
I haven't been back to, cause somebody, either you, somebody said that somebody
it
took
is
it off.
blown over and like was off to the side.
On the way home, I'll stop.
Yeah, and I didn't know how to do it, so I
I'll go
I
look.
didn't touch it.
I'll
But
go
that was a while ago, cause
That was
it was like
2 months
spring,
ago.
early spring, yeah.
I'll look and see what happened. So he just says it's busy, and so I can't, he calls me and I'm in school. I'll call him and he's, I guess, on the field. So I'll keep plugging away with him on that. So, but I'll also try to find if there's somebody else. I mean, this is just,
You could also give him my number too, so if you're at school,
Or just
I can just
call.
grab the phone call real quick and
Okay.
then shoot you an email or whatever, just to help with that.
Question.
So Paul, was that the $13,000 grant?
The records grant?
The records grant, yeah, but it's down to 8,000.
But that was the $13,000 one?
Yeah, the other one was all used up.
Right, so-
I believe the other one was
Right, and
originally
so-
for five.
so-
and
so-
it's down.
And so clearly that one's still open, right?
There's $8,075
Right,
left in that
yep,
one.
okay.
Soon to be less with this other work.
And then
And then if they've got a project, there may not be enough, so they may have to come.
But I do like, not to get too off, but I like the idea of, instead of bringing forward a new account, just putting more money in the
did she text
town
you that, or is that
records
off?
preservation.
No, she texted.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
Is that?
Still gotta go to town meeting.
No,
Yeah.
the
But then they
symbols
could both-
and-
How do we,
Draw from the same thing, it's either keep track of
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jan is trying to get on Facebook, or not
She's
Facebook,
been,
on
Zoom.
Zoom,
she's been trying for a while.
and something isn't right.
I'm on the meeting, couldn't open the link on my computer.
Maybe I
maybe
gotta
their
see if I
system
can open
rules
it.
that work.
Maybe I have it on.
Oh, is she a attendee and not a participant?
That could
now
be.
she should
Yeah, that's
be.
what Jack was thinking too.
My God, we were putting on a child sheet, it said, how many people does it take to put on one child sheet?
There we
There
go.
was 6 of us,
Yeah.
how many
Yep, I
people
got
does
her.
it take?
Okay.
It's somebody on
Jane should be able to
Zoom. 1, 2,
turn the
3.
camera on and everything.
Hate Zoom
Yeah.
so much.
Yes.
Perseverance pays off.
I second, third, fourth,
Oh
and
my
fifth
God.
now.
I didn't know there was a waiting room.
I
It
almost
didn't
just
even
left.
Well, I'm glad you
But
waited.
I've been here the whole time.
Okay,
Thank you.
good.
Could you hear us?
Yes,
Okay.
every word you said.
Oh my God.
Was,
I'm
was there
glad
any
you
vote
said
you
that.
wanted to say no on?
Oh,
I don't think that's quite,
I'm so
Wait.
sorry. I would have
Oh, don't
just
be
drove
sorry.
down. I thought it was a Zoom meeting.
That's too funny. No, that's good that
Okay,
you
but I'm
texted.
here. I'm
Good,
here.
Good, sorry about
Good.
that. Thank you, whoever
Oh my
fixed it.
God.
If they got 2 points, you had 3,
That
that's
was
actually.
Justin, thank you.
Woo.
Or was it you, Jack? Was it?
Okay, thank you. 95 North Street, Kristen.
Adam gave me an update. He said that the North Street project is moving forward. A bid was awarded and they had a pre-project meeting. And the hope is that that will be completed, this fall.
Awesome, can't wait to use it.
Yep.
It's right on my walking path.
you walk everywhere though, I noticed.
My only form of
Any
exercise
questions?
is my back.
Oh.
Thank you. Housing Authority, Jack.
I have a pretty hefty update. We received 2 of the 3 payments that we've requested right now, so I'm sure the third one will be coming anytime. We are going to start our next meeting is gonna be pretty big for us, but we're gonna go over all of our payments to try and estimate some sort of framework for how much we're using on average per year, extrapolate that out to see, if we might want to look at expanding the amount. I can tell you for sure, as we're talking about potential Springtown meeting projects, we most likely will be requesting the account be filled back up to 20. The policy we have on our books, just so we can future-proof it and once we're all off of it, says once the account gets down to 5K, it automatically, whoever is the chair, it is their job to come before CPC, put forward a project proposal to have it filled back up. So if we're down to that, we'll definitely do that. And then on the more policy side of things, myself and Representative Meridian reached out to EOHLC, both seeing if they would, actually myself, Dave Meridian, and our Executive Director Amanda Brady all reached out to EOHLC, our different connections, to see if they would recognize our policy as a state entity, and all three of our people said absolutely not. They did not like the idea of recognizing the policy, period, because they didn't want to take ownership of it. They didn't want to pressure anyone into enacting it. We all got different reasons as to why they were like, we don't want anything to do with this. So it's a policy we're allowed to have. That was one of the things where I kind of had to double back, and I was like, wait a second. They were pretty negative. I want to make sure that we're allowed to do this. And they were like, yeah, it's fine. We just don't want, to make it seem as though everyone has to do this. I said, all right. And I get it to an extent, because if, there are municipalities throughout the state that have executive directors and members who aren't as on top of things and who may be doing things they're not supposed to. So if we have a town entity handing them X amount of money, then it could get shaky. Also, probably different towns would want different amounts. Maybe it's a bigger housing authority, they want more than 20, or smaller, less. So right now, my next thing is I'm going to go directly to the CPA and see if the CPA and us can refine the policy so that it's something that the CPA can send out to different CPCs and say, hey, you guys should reach out to your housing authorities to see if they're interested. We already have it on paper, then they can make a project proposal, so on and so forth.
Or have it as a resource on
Exactly.
their
On the
list so
database.
that people can use it.
Exactly. So the state government side didn't want it, so now we're going to go to CPA.
So just for my information, EOHLC.
The Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities.
Used to be
Ah,
DHC.
Good job.
It's
Yeah,
so,
I was missing some words.
it's so much better than DHCD.
Yeah, no, I live in a world of acronyms, and I'm the person that
I-
always asks.
I hate it so
Yeah.
much.
Yep.
DHCD was so easy, but
That's why you have to pay the taxes, cause they have to come up with 16-letter.
EOHLC.
Ugh.
I think
Yes.
HLC started to become like short for it, but I'm not sure if it's fully catching on yet, but.
Yeah, it's just, if you live in that world, it's not a problem, but when you don't live in that world, so I'm always the one that
It's
says.
WTF.
See, yeah,
Go do work with universities, they are the worst acronym people.
but also, what is the difference
Insurance
between a
companies are
department
far
and an
worse.
executive office?
Oh, there's probably legal.
I'm sure K,
Executive
one has
office.
K
Well,
more.
I was gonna say,
Executive office is coming out of the executive branch.
Correct.
And so the
And-
executive branch gets controlled by the governor, so she could say, I'm laying you off,
and I was
but
gonna,
she can't lay off the
Yeah,
department.
heads.
It's
And the
all in
ch-
the regulations
the-
and laws and what
the
people can do.
change of the acronym came just as they hired the new secretary, Augustus, who used to be Sarah, first state senator of this district. But anyway, we've got, coming down the pipeline, we're gonna look at, I don't think we would request for more than 20K off this first time. I want at least 2 years of data before I commit to the idea that we're gonna be spending more than 20 per year. But as a pilot program, I mean, this has been incredible. We haven't not received a payment. Everything's been timely. We've
Okay,
been
so
able
let
to-
me ask that question or follow up on that, cause you said you haven't received one, because the last set of bills I approved, I believe there were 4
That was
each,
last month.
so I don't know that I've seen a new bill.
I got word from Amanda today.
Did they physically mail it?
Just the 3 we requested last month. We received 2 of them so far.
It's in the email, Mary was talking.
Do you know how much money is left in the account?
No, but that's what we're gonna go over. Actually, I don't know if you would have it, but we're gonna do it just subtraction wise. We know we started with 20K, and we're just gonna see all of our bills we got so far. Because unfortunately, because the way CPC is legally binded,
It
I just
comes
wanna
up
make
with-
it's not our account. We request it every
I
time,
see.
so we can't like see how much is in there.
Gotta keep your own
Because I was
spreadsheet.
like,
Exactly.
This was
"Ew,"
like-
and it kinda go.
This was cutting it close with them cutting.
Yeah.
It didn't matter because this is crosses over. This is not restricted to that fiscal year. But I think they wanted to get it in on a one or something.
But it came in on an email. I felt like
Because I think I sent
Mm.
it, that, cause I do each one, I'll say, cause I questioned it because she called, one of them was like number 10, and then one place, and then it called it another number somewhere else. So I don't know if that's what this is. If there's something that's still not paid, email me or whatever, and we'll follow it with Mary to see if it's been processed.
Got I wouldn't be surprised if there were a
Because like right now though, because they're trying to close out,
yeah, I'll get on that
and
tomorrow.
then they're trying, because we still don't have new account numbers for the money that was awarded at Main Town Meeting.
Right, which would be for the next fiscal year.
So even though their bills now starting to come in, we can't pay them without an account number.
Yeah, I got it.
And that can't happen until they close out, you know, it's like
Yep.
all these,
One has to come before the other. I'll get on that tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if there were a clerical error because we have a multi-million-dollar state contracted and overseen project that has been in the making since before I got on the board, and we have a $250,000 security capital project going on right now. So that on top of we finally got near 100% capacity because we had 2 units that had been in dire straits. We couldn't even go near them, so we finally got them. So there's a lot we juggled this month.
okay, I just don't want this to fall between
That's
the
what
cracks.
get on that tomorrow. Yep.
Because it takes 2 weeks, depending on how you hit it,
Mhm.
to get the check.
So I think it's probably likely you'll need replenishment in October.
Yeah.
We had something.
Excellent.
Could be. I'm sure.
Sure you can get more demands coming up.
Yeah. Well, it's been very happily. It has been a lot of families that would not otherwise, because we renovated a ton of family units that were not habitable, and we're able to use this to get people in from shelters that otherwise would not have been able to get in. So.
Great. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, Cisco.
I don't have any updates. I need to email her back. She said near now she might have an update, but I didn't ask.
Okay. How about Congo Church?
So, they ran into a snag in that the contractor that they've been working with has decided that they don't want to be involved in any of the steeple work. So they've been scrambling, trying to find a contractor, and they actually, it's not 100% finalized yet, but the folks that have been doing the work at the USGU are very interested in taking that on. So they anticipate signing the contract with them, but because it's so late in the season, the work is most likely not gonna start until
So are they
spring.
splitting up, one contractor's doing part of the building and one's doing the steeple rather than?
That's the way he positioned it,
Okay.
yeah. So they're not complete, the Rhino Shield people aren't completely out, it's just they didn't wanna do that.
Oh, it was
that
just
work.
the Rhino.
I think it probably had to do with the
Right.
height of the
That's probably not-
steeple
Yes,
work.
yeah, it's specialty.
How about the Unitarian Society?
So they have gotten to the point where they're gonna be installing the Lua, which is fantastic news. They've expended all of their funds and are starting to submit invoices. We had to get them from Jared, the vendor forms for them to complete, because most of the folks that they need to pay aren't in our system. So they now have that information and are working on it. They did submit one invoice that we could pay, that was for Andy's, 2 months of his services. So did that get passed along?
We don't have,
Didn't-
account numbers, I can't pay it.
Oh, because they haven't set up an account number yet. So they gotta get their butt in gear and set up.
And Merritt, cause I called to talk to her yesterday or today, and she's not here this week. So
Yeah, so.
It'll be
just-
next week.
Are they aware
Yes.
that they're gonna be submitting a bunch of them, and I
I-
think they should,
I
because
put
we're
that in
asking
the
their
email
vendor
to her,
forms and
but
stuff.
she didn't get it, cause she's here.
She's not here.
Cause I
But
said,
Jared's aware.
no, Jared's here, but Jared doesn't set the accounts.
Yeah, but he's at least aware that they're gonna be coming in, so he can give her a heads up.
I can call him tomorrow and just say, you know, there are a couple of bills that, because there's also one for the next project, for Ferry Street, that is $186,000, so,
That's a biggie,
we
yeah.
need access.
So, yeah, they gotta get those set up. So hopefully they get that done soon so that they can pay their vendors. They're, again, the only one they submitted is the one on Andy so far, so, I expect next week we'll start to receive the other ones. But it's exciting, we've been doing a lot of work.
Okay, for Ferry Street.
Let's see, Ferry Street, they have the equipment, they're waiting on when the company can start. They're hoping the beginning of August with a completion date of late fall.
It'd be nice to get it done this year.
Okay, that's fast.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay. And let me get back to that. So Adam sent the font.
I just got an update from our director, by the way, on the,
Does that mean she's watching?
I texted her.
Oh.
There's no live.
She doesn't live in Grafton, I hope
Oh,
she
Zoom
doesn't,
though.
hope she doesn't have to watch this. She just said, I requested all 3 checks, but only received 2. I emailed Mary the other day to ask on her on the 3rd. I know they're dealing with end of year stuff, so I assume that she hadn't gotten back to me because of that.
And she's on vacation.
I'll check my emails and see, cause it's all in one email,
Mhm.
but I'll check before we leave, just to see you know. Because they want 3 checks.
Yeah.
Even though it's all from us and all for they want it for account 1, account 2,
Yeah.
account 3, so. The bill was $178,431.91. And I said, oh, by the way, in your application, you said that you were using $100,000 of recreation money. Has this been spent yet? So I said, do you want me just to take that right off the top? And he said, sure. So, they'll get their money, but, they gotta spend their money first. So we will be sending them a check for $78,431.91 once we get an account number.
Who is this for?
It's for the equipment that it's
Oh, for
called
Ferry
O'Brien
Street.
and Sons in Medway. They must do a lot, cause I think they've done a lot of stuff with the town, with the parks, for the equipment that they order, you know, all the playground equipment, the things, for Ferry Street.
That's neat. Just not making it anymore.
Robinson, based on reports.
All the data has been collected and the report needs to be assembled.
So still waiting, okay. Affordable Housing Trust.
So we had a kind of a short meeting, this last one. We reorganized, we have a new chair, as we covered earlier. The biggest update we had with High Point Drive, which are those 3 affordable lots we got in that settlement, we are partnering with the Massachusetts Housing Partnership, MHP, and they're getting a grant to help us kind of figure out next steps for that. And we voted to contribute $35,000 towards the grant that's gonna be reimbursable that we'll get back. But that helps us in the standings of getting it. And then they're planning to do a site visit with them down at High Point. It's coming up, so that's our next big thing, is do a field trip down there.
And High Point is not Highfields. High Point is off of Adams Road.
Correct.
Because I just learned that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not know.
Is it the one that's on the hill going up?
It's kind of on a hill, so you go in, so it's,
They have a divided entrance.
yeah.
It's
so you
real
go
near
in-
the Mass, you go under the Mass Pike.
Yeah. And then there's like
On
and
Adams.
one existing house that got built around that created a lot of issues for that existing house, and that's how, and then it was a 40B, and they somehow didn't get all of their affordable units built. So of those 3 lots, 2 are affordable, 1's market rate, and we're trying to get somebody to come in and develop all of them, and get some more affordable housing built, so.
Did you guys have anything to do with I forget the name of the project, was it clearance or?
Claremont.
Claremont that
That's
got the 9
by the
mil?
railroad.
Did you guys have any?
By the MBTA's.
There was a
on
big
that?
thing in the
Oh, yeah.
free paper that came today about that.
Is that the 40R?
No, that's Millennium, 5
Yes.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that has nothing to do with this.
But
I
it's
think that's
affordable
only
units.
20% affordable.
But it has affordable units.
Yeah,
That's-
20% affordable, so we don't get the full SHI, but they are not, the Affordable Housing Trust has nothing to do with that project.
That's the
That's
40R.
Yes, yeah.
Even though they have 20%, that's not the magic number.
25% is the magic number.
For,
And when
This
they
type of
came, and I only noticed because when they came before the select board, we tried to bump them and they wouldn't do
But why would you even do 20% then? Do they get something then for 20%?
They got-
it. No,
they got
because that's all they
9
have.
million.
I don't think they have to do 25%.
But why would you do 20%
I think
if
they
you're not
have to do
getting
20.
anything?
They
Cause
don't
it's
have to
an,
do
you
20,
get
but not
other
25.
things,
But that's what I mean, they are getting something,
it's the permitting process, it's a few other things.
Mm.
but they
and-
do get
Yeah.
some.
Yeah, it's a modified 40B type of
to
thing.
go in as a 40R and offer this affordable number, they get,
Right.
you know, some basically speed bumps removed and they could do a
Correct.
little bit more than
They
than
can
they
get
could
certain
otherwise.
local bylaws and stuff, and that, those count towards the, what the hell is it called, around the T stations, the,
MBTA,
yeah,
The-
that's what, yep.
They also likely wouldn't have gotten 9 million if they didn't
Right.
have as many.
It's another style of a quote unquote friendly 40B.
But they got money from the state to do that. I mean, that was part of the
Big
big
money.
deal.
A lot
that
of
they
money.
got
A lot of
from-
money,
So
yeah.
why is the money, the state giving them money if they're not doing it the right way?
Cause the
Is it-
state
Well, what's-
specifically
it's-
said
it
they
is the
couldn't,
right
didn't have to
way.
do it any higher.
It's not the way we would prefer it,
No,
but
but
it's
if,
still the right way.
if you want affordable units, that's the right way,
The-
is it not?
If I had to guess, I would say they're probably close to getting ready to build and get it done, and that looked good stateside to be like, oh, they can get this done right now.
Mhm.
it's part of the law,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's the law that, yeah.
the state says it must be in fact, I think I remember something about with the state law, we couldn't even, if we wanted to, put into the bylaw to any higher than the 20%, it had to be the
Right.
maximum that.
They're trying to, again, it's not, it's about affordable housing, it's about getting, people near T stations, so they take the T and they don't, so it's a broad kind of spectrum
Yeah.
where,
but there
They're trying to
was
check
some,
some
there
sites.
was some outcry about no affordability component with the MBTA zoning. There were people
Right,
not,
I know that,
Yeah.
all it is zoning that's high density near, it doesn't, it could be all multi-million-dollar mansion, or high rises.
right,
It's density, not price.
And 20% of affordable means 20% of those units count toward it, just SHI.
instead of.
If it
Right.
was 20,
Full.
if it was 25, it'd be
Oh.
every unit, full price or not, counts toward our,
Right,
correct,
know,
and the
have
rent,
inventory.
as long as they're rental and not,
Yes.
yeah. But it's,
Big
yeah,
difference for us.
Right, so
Yeah.
we tried to negotiate them up and they wouldn't do it.
yeah,
but the
Why
state
do we
shouldn't
have
be
to
giving them
negotiate
money
it?
if
We
they're,
offered to help
they're
them like we
saying,
did with
we
the
need affordable
roadside
housing,
benefit.
and then
It
they're
was
giving them
kinda
money
like
not to
do
do
the thing.
affordable housing.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I think it was just, this was
It's
a
not
project
good-
they could get done.
It's not
I agree, I think it was also
good.
the compromise that they probably had to make to get those zoning laws passed, because there's so much like, we don't want anything built, so it was like, okay, we can't add,
there's a number
the-
of towns that have
we
not
can't-
passed.
Right.
yeah, we can't add the affordability on top of everything we're already adding, cause then we're gonna get even more
Well, I'm not even
pushback.
saying the zoning, I'm saying that the fact that the state is giving them money to do
Oh.
this,
They're still getting 20%.
but $9 million, and that's not helping affordable housing, and if that's what you're saying with your
Well, it is,
CEO,
you're still
what you would
getting
call it,
20%.
you know,
Correct.
Of
It's almost
units.
70
It's helping the
units,
market, not
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's, I would say it's definitely helping.
well, it's better than without it, but it's not, if the goal is affordable housing, they're falling short.
It-
That's my
the-
point.
Fair,
it's not the only goal for the state.
Right.
With this.
Correct.
That's part of the other thing. The goal is to have more units set up in such a way that
50 units.
they're, the whole project, more units set up in such a way that the majority of the people that are using it may not want, need, or get a vehicle. They'll take public
Yes.
transportation that continues to increase the number of employable people that are in the state, but
Yes.
without increasing the load on the public infrastructures like, the Mass Pike.
Except for the T.
But yeah,
Yes.
that's a whole nother different,
Mhm.
Okay.
and it's out here is a little different than if you're,
Exactly.
Yeah, as someone who took that station to Boston every day for a little while, it's
did it for 20+ years.
yeah, it's still not something I would recommend.
No,
It's over
and-
an
and-
hour, so they get
Yeah.
Do you know how many things I missed that night because of that train?
It's over. It's
But
like
you read so many books though.
I would do work on the way in and I would read on the way home. So I got a lot of books read
Mhm.
on that trip,
how long?
unless I was like,
Yes.
How long were you on the subway once you got into Boston?
oh, I walked.
I had
I always,
I had a half
I
hour
always,
once I got into the city.
anywhere from 15 to 20 minute walk,
That's nice.
so. That was a good part of it, but
It's doable, but it's
it gets,
trying.
oh, yeah.
Any other items, John?
For the CPA project signs, I have tried unsuccessfully to reach the librarian in Harwich, and so I gave up with her and decided I'll find another way, and so I called the planning office, but nobody was there, left a message, so I thought, well, I'll just go, guess what, I'll go to the town administrator. And talked to a very nice lady, she said, I don't know, but she knew exactly what I was talking about, the signs. Cause I said they're very tasteful, they're very nice, they're right by the library in the center of town. And she said, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't know who approved them, I don't know where they were fabricated, but I will ask around and I will find out. So I have somebody who was nice and interested and knows what I'm talking
There
about,
you go.
so that made me happy.
Trifecta.
And then they put up another
I wonder if
banner,
it's like
which,
all things Harwich, just throw the sign up like, who knows about this, and you're gonna get a million comments.
Guerrilla
the-
warfare. Just get in
they
there.
have a nice banner, but it's like banners tend to sag and do funny things. But, and they have big, I don't know if they're 2x4s, but you know, those, I don't see us doing that, and I don't see, you know, that's not a good, I don't think fit for what I'm trying to find something simple, that's easy and attractive, and doesn't distract drivers, but it's visible, and can be reused. So that's what these smaller ones that I thought would,
It's like that giant
Could-
sign we had to have for
For the
town-
library, yeah.
The townhouse, yeah, cause
Mm.
of where the funds get.
Can I circle back to Robinson real
no.
quick? Oh, Ben, you go. We talked about putting a sign up with like the beaver or
Oh,
something on it.
sorry. That
Is
didn't
that a
make-
secret? Would it-
No, that was like, didn't make my little,
You don't remember the beaver sign?
I was
Isn't it
recopying my
about
notes.
How it has a swan, but since we purchased that, having a nice sign like that for the Robinson property, but with a beaver on it.
Beaver, there you go.
I talked to,
Put a gator.
That's
remember
for
the-
schools.
at
Oh, that
Sunshine, she couldn't find that we had done any signs.
All those signs?
I said, how many tens of thousands of dollars?
So, stop looking, Sunshine, we'll go to.
I was gonna say I've never once had.
And she
a
said, well, they're
good-
probably just under the town and they're just
Agreement
so
with
many,
that.
so
Never.
Beth is gonna go through, I said, just find any warrant article with the invoice number, so she's gonna start digging to find, so I can say, okay, here is this account that we paid, look for it there, because it's all there, I don't wanna have to it's there, they have done all these signs.
We've done 5 of them.
But,
She
so,
couldn't find it.
so,
It cost like $5,000 a piece.
yeah, I
Right.
remember watching meetings with that, and you had them built into their warrant, so like the person petitioning it went and got sent, so it's probably under completely different names. Like the petitioners.
Some of them we did.
Well, we
That's
paid them
possible.
all, but it was
Oh,
like, if the
so-
Baptist
I see
needed
what
a
you're
sign, the
saying.
Baptist is, so
Right.
it's under that.
Okay, let me,
Yeah,
Because it seems like we
well,
did
we
it
did the
outside
one,
here,
we
though.
did a park, we did
Non-green.
Riverview, Riverside Park.
and we did the one for Silver Lake, I mean, we did some of them.
Well,
I
we
mean,
did- we
like,
did-
you're right, that
yeah,
we did, that
did
it was
one
part
for-
of the project.
We did one for
Right.
the Pell Farm.
Right, so I mean, we did, you know, we've done
So
some of
Ekblock-
them.
But that might
did.
give you more direction for
Right,
kind
no,
of
that's a
searching,
good,
yeah.
that's a very good point, I
Yeah.
didn't think of that.
Yeah, Ekblock, Riverview, Pell Farm. The Stone Arch Bridge might have been, no, that was,
That was, no, the, station house,
Riverview. I don't think you said that again.
okay, so that's a good, another way to tackle it, but if Beth can't find something that will look that way for those signs. Good, okay, thank you, you just got 3 points.
Oh, I love it.
You need to get.
This side of the table is getting zilch.
You need to
This
get
side of the
little
table's
stars.
earning all
I
the-
started
I
the
want
audio
gold
on
He
the
said-
stars
side.
and
he
you
said
start
he did.
putting it on people's,
There's
Justin
twice as many
said
people on
took
that
credit
side. We're
for it.
crushing
Yeah, but I
Justin.
started the audio at the very beginning.
Okay, so
Oh,
So
that's,
the name
that's-
on the sign should
I
be
take
the
it back.
Silver Lake
I showed up.
Conservation Area.
That's true.
We don't call it
I'm a
Robinson.
delegate.
yeah.
Oh, I did
That's
too.
not for the
Oh,
future,
yeah, we
that's
did.
who we bought
Yeah,
it from.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, but that's just what we refer to
Well,
it as.
that's
That's
what
what
we-
yes, but
Yes.
it's the
Oh,
Silver Lake
delegates.
Conservation
Yes,
Area.
yes.
Okay, so, what else was,
That's Bill.
good, all right, thank you for bringing that up, because that was on my,
I was
do you
gonna-
see my little list, I can't read?
I was gonna bring it up too, but you jumped me.
But I
Nice.
I rewrote my list, but that did not make the translation.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Lake Wildwood is still percolating. Anybody else have anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Have a motion and a second, all those in favor, hang on. Jan, you get the vote, Jan, to adjourn.
Aye, she says.
Kristen,
Aye.
Sandy,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Jack,
Aye.
Colleen.
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Justin.
Aye.
We are adjourned, thank you, everyone. 8:15, that's
Hey,
not
Paul.
bad.